what's up guys, Jay, MorninAfterKill, and I'm back here with some more Borderlands Presequel Ask Me Anything pre-release motherfucking coverage. And before we get into the video, number one, I want to thank every single one of you guys that came out to the first episode of the video and showed your massive support for a subject that was a little bit touchy, but you know what, we got through it, and I feel like you guys understand where I'm coming from. So that right there makes me feel very, very good. So thank you for making my day. Number two, I want to say my girlfriend that never woke me up today, so I ended up sleeping until 7 o'clock at night, which is why you guys are getting another late video. But you know what? It's the weekend, and a late video doesn't really bother so many people, especially when you're like, oh my god, it's fucking midnight. Mac just put up a 20-minute video. Alright, I got some time for you, dog. I got some time. So, what we're doing here is you guys ask me the questions about Borderlands, and I go ahead and I answer a few of the questions inside a video. We get a nice little laid-back commentary, and we're gearing up for the Borderlands Presequel. So, those of you guys that are watching this video, if you got a question for Borderlands, leave it in the comment section down below. This is a subscriber interactive dependent series, which means without your questions, there's no more videos in this series. So, keep the fucking questions coming. So, let's go ahead and get into the first question from Mr. Whippable's Legend. His first question is, raid bosses, question mark. Well, if you take a look at Borderlands 2, there wasn't a lot of raid bosses in the vanilla game. You had Terramorphous, you also had the secret raid boss evolution of Vermivorous, which I really do like the way the evolutions work inside of Borderlands 2, but I feel like having it totally based on RNG, especially for a raid boss that drops one of the greatest weapons inside the game, aka the Norfleet, I feel like that shouldn't have been so much RNG, or maybe at least they could have put an arena later in the game where, you know, there is a guaranteed Vermivorous somewhere out there for those people that don't have internet, or the solo players that never get to see Vermivorous. There are people out there that still have never seen Vermivorous inside their game, and that's a sad thing, because Vermi is a very, very fun fight. But looking at the Presequel, we've already heard word from 2K that there might be 1 or 2 bosses inside of the vanilla game, but I wouldn't expect a whole rotation of raid bosses, because if you remember Borderlands 2, most of the raid bosses came in DLC anyway, so yeah. Also, Borderlands 1 only had 1 boss. It's Cromorax. That's what you got. So, I'm pretty sure there might be a few raid bosses inside this game. One raid boss that I would love to see, though, would be, like, kind of a, I guess, I would say a throwback to Borderlands 2, but this is happening before Borderlands 2, so I guess a reference towards Borderlands 2, and have Ugthak, Lord of the Skags! And that's how Claptrap would know about Ugthak, is because he fought him in the Presequel. So, he has another second part to his question. He says, what is your voice acted lineup for new characters? I really do not give a fuck about voice actors inside the game, as long as they bring back the voice actors from the original character. I hate when they break continuity and bring in new voice actors for old characters inside of video games. It just really, really pisses me off, especially Handsome Jack. They have to have Handsome Jack's voice actor. If it wasn't for Handsome Jack's voice actor, Handsome Jack would have been shit. He would have been a dog shit character. The voice actor is what makes Handsome Jack work. It's absolutely perfect. So I really don't care, as long as the original voice actors for the original characters make an appearance again. And I guess the only one that I'm gonna give a slight, I guess, pass to would be Mikey Newman, aka the voice of Scooter. In between Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2, I'm pretty sure he was diagnosed with MS, which is like a muscular dystrophy disease. Very, very sad to see that, you know, somebody would have that happen to them, but I'm pretty sure it affected the way that he did the voice for Scooter. But I like the Borderlands 2 Scooter voice better than Borderlands 1 Scooter voice. So, Mikey Newman, you did a damn good job, and I hope you feel better in case of, like, I'm not sure exactly what happened. It was like something like an MS or a stroke, but I follow Mikey Newman on Twitter. He seems to be doing pretty good. He also does have his own YouTube channel going on right now called Chain Suit Original. I will link it in the comment section down below. You guys go ahead and check out Mikey Newman. He is the voice of Scooter. He's one of the original writers of Borderlands 1, and he has a new YouTube channel where he like reviews and makes fun of old crappy movies. It's actually pretty funny, so that's pretty cool. Let's move on though. Let's move on to the next question from I'm Here to Show the World. He says, will Jack be available the first day the game will be released, like in the season pass? No, I don't think Jack is gonna be a day one DLC. If you remember back in Borderlands 2, the Necromancer actually came out a little early. She was supposed to come out like late October. She came out in the middle of October and she was a little broken. I mean, Death Trap had a huge bug where he would get stuck into the floor. He would shoot lasers at you. He'd revive shields on enemies. I mean, we don't need another Death Trap in the game. So I'm hoping that Handsome Jack, even though he is going to be a DLC character, I'm hoping they take their time with him and do him right so we don't get another Necromancer Death Trap whole abomination where we have to wait like 12 to 18 months for them to fix all them bugs. You know what I mean? I feel like they should probably take it a little bit like all these video game companies are rushing to bring us DLC and shit like that. Well, I don't need a character DLC 2 weeks after the goddamn fucking game. That's when the Necromancer was released. Like 2 to 3 weeks after Borderlands 2. Are you fucking kidding me? I wasn't even done with True Vault Hunter mode by that time. Relax, companies. Take it a little bit easy. You don't have to rush out 4 campaign DLCs in the first 6 months and then realize that you have another whole year in your life cycle to push $3 Headhunter Pack DLCs. Like, if they waited a good 4 months in between each DLC, that would have been a whole year that would have gone by, and they still would have had Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, Krieg, and also the Digistruct Peak Ultimate Vault Hunter Pack 2 to go. They could have lasted that the whole 2 years instead of bringing us crappy Headhunter packs. I think that would have been the way to go. But one good thing about the Season Pass is that Gearbox and 2K has promised if you purchase the Season Pass, you get every single bit of DLC that comes out for Borderlands Presequel. You don't get like Season 1 or everything that comes out for Borderlands Presequel will be covered in the Season Pass. And that's the way it fucking should be, alright? Fuck this whole Season 1 and Season 2 shit. If I'm paying you $30 goddamn dollars on top of another $60 motherfucking game, hell yeah! I want some free DLCs, motherfucker. I'm showing you the support of purchasing your DLC before I even play it. So why do I have to pay for even more DLC after the planned DLC that I've already bought before I already bought it to know if it was any good? Right? So let's go ahead and move on to the third question. Man, we're just kind of breezing through these. It's actually 8 minutes into the video already. This shit's going by real fast. So, Travis Miller says, Mac, how do you think the grinder will work in Borderlands the Presequel? So, for those of you guys that don't know, remember in Borderlands 2, when we all get like crappy legendaries and gear that we won't, we take it to the grinder and Overlook? Yeah, they've actually brought that feature into Borderlands the Presequel to where you put in 3 guns of like whatever rarity you want, and you get better shit back. So if you put in like 3 greens, you have a chance at getting a blue. And that's how it looks like it's gonna work from the trailer that we see with Hammerlock and Torque. And I think that works out really well because, you know, there's a lot of trash that drops in Borderlands, and you're really like, I don't want to go pick up that green. But what happens if you pick up 3 greens, you trade it in, you get a blue, you use that blue for a while, and you pick up a couple other greens, you put 2 greens in a blue, you have a chance of getting a purple? But I think that's the way that the progression inside of Borderlands really would work, even though I would love to see like a full-on crafting system or at least being able to re-roll certain stats. It's like, oh man, this has a really shitty accessory. I wish it had a blade because I'm playing as Athena with like the melee stat bonus. So can I re-roll the accessory bonus on there? Or can I re-roll the sight? Can I change the sight? I think I would like to see that in future Borderlands, but I think as Borderlands is built right now, I think the grinder really works with the whole RNG randomness of Borderlands, where you just kind of put in a couple guns and see what the fuck you get. And think that's gonna work, really. It's gonna be fun. I mean, I do live looting on Borderlands. I'm doing it on Destiny now. I'm thinking, like, man, I'm gonna make a series called What's in the Trash? We're gonna put a bunch of trash inside of the grinder. See if we can't grind ourselves a legendary, because there is an actual achievement. If you haven't seen the achievement, I do have achievement video in my Borderlands Presequel video showing you all the different achievements inside the game, and I went over, we broke them down, we talked about them a little bit, and there's an achievement for grinding crappy guns into a legendary. So there's you guys out there that were wanting a different system inside the game for picking up legendaries. This seems like it's gonna really work inside the Borderlands universe. So that's how I think that the grinder is gonna work, is that you're gonna upgrade instead of downgrading or getting something across the board. So you put in greens, you get a blue. You put in blues, you get a purple. Put in a bunch of purples, maybe you get a legendary. I don't think it should be 100%. You put a bunch of purples in, you get a legendary. I think you put a bunch of purples in there, you should probably have like a 15 to 20% chance of getting a legendary, which I know a lot of people are like, oh my god, that's so high. It's not really. I mean, if you think about it, what is 20% chance? You have fucking, 10 tries. That's what, 2 out of 10? That's not too bad, especially when you consider that each chance you have to put in 3 weapons. So that's what, 30 weapons that you had to go collect to grind into a legendary. And I think that's how it should work. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to Harry Jones. Harry Jones says, what do you think happened with Athena being an ex-Crimson Lance assassin? I'm gonna say this right now. Spoiler alert! Those of you motherfuckers out there that don't want shit spoiled in the Borderlands Presequel, go ahead and skip a few minutes on down the road here, because I'm about to spoil the opening credits of the Borderlands Presequel that has been leaked just today on Dailymotion. Somebody got the game early, and they posted the opening credits to Borderlands Presequel, and it starts out with Athena being tied up inside a sanctuary, and all the Vault Hunters are around questioning her, including Lilith, who threatens to kill her. And then Athena goes, allow me to explain. And as she goes to explain, it cuts into like the drawn, I guess, comic book style, like when Marcus goes, once upon a time. That's how the game starts out. Is Athena is being questioned after Borderlands 2 being caught inside a sanctuary. So we're gonna find out what happens to Athena in this. Plus, we're probably gonna find out a little bit about that inside of Tales from the Borderlands, which happens after Borderlands 2, and quote-unquote, in between Borderlands 2 and Borderlands 3. Even though Borderlands 3 doesn't technically exist yet, it's nice to see that the Borderlands 2, I guess, universe is being carried on this year in story fashion in Tales from the Borderlands. So those of you guys out there that really want to know what happens after Borderlands 2, and you don't want to play Tales from the Borderlands, watch my channel. I'm gonna be doing the shit out of Tales from the Borderlands. I love Telltale games so much. They are so good, and I can't wait to see what Telltale does with Borderlands, which has a great universe. But I mean, this is gonna be the second video in a row that I'm gonna talk shit about Anthony Birch, but the writing in Borderlands is dog shit. It's like, seriously, the story of Borderlands 2 is dog shit. Like, Mikey Newman wrote Borderlands 1, right? That's cool. I mean, there's not much of a story there, but you have 4 Vault Hunters, Wild Wild West team, Pandora, Aliens, Vault, Treasure. Bing, bam, boom, done. Then you have Anthony Birch that comes along, who only got the job as a writer for Borderlands because he's childhood friends with Mikey Newman. The only qualifications before Borderlands 2 that fucking Anthony Birch has ever had is from his YouTube channel, Hey Ash, What You Doing? And that's not even because of him. That's because of his sister. Ashley Birch is pretty popular on that channel. Nobody give a fuck about that motherfucker. But anyway, the story of Borderlands 2 is the same fucking story from Borderlands 1. They're like, hey, can you come here, Anthony? Yeah. What's up? We need you to write a story for Borderlands 2. And he's like, well, how about this? We have 4 Vault Hunters on Pandora. they get lured there by a guardian angel. They open up a vault, and there's a giant monster in a vault, no loot, and the guardian angel ended up fucking them over. And they're like, didn't we already make that game? He's like, no, but this has color and there's snow instead of dust. And they're like, I feel like we've already made this game. No, it's totally different. Trust me. Just let me write it. Give me a contract here. I promise you, it's gonna be the. All right. Write the story then. That's fucked up. Let's go ahead and move on to the last question here from Funky Monk. Funky Monk. He asks, "Yo Jay, do you think that OP levels should be brought back in the pre-sequel?" Fuck no. I don't even think Ultimate Vault Hunter mode should be brought back in the pre-sequel, because if you look at it, that's when Borderlands 2 got broken. They went to the whole exponential level scaling system. They're like, oh my god, we got big numbers and big damage, and people love big numbers and millions of damages, right? And then people were like, well, actually, we liked balanced and fun gameplay from Borderlands 1. But we got big numbers! The problem with big numbers is that when you keep scaling big numbers, eventually either one end is going to be overpowered, that's going to be the earlier game, or the late game is going to be underpowered to make sure that the early game isn't overpowered. So it doesn't really work out very well with big numbers. And if you take a look at like Borderlands 1, they didn't have big numbers. You take a look at Destiny, they didn't have big numbers. And I'm pretty sure even World of Warcraft at one point adjusted their entire numbers to get rid of the big numbers. I'm not sure about that. I'm pretty sure one of the MMOs out there actually redid their entire scaling system to make it a little bit less, I guess, unfortunate for those in early game that have to suffer, because in order to balance the late game, they had to make the early game really, really underpowered. And that's a shame, because that's where majority of your players are going to be. I think there's a stat out there that says like 80% of your player base does not finish the game or go into a new play mode plus. So True Vault Hunter mode and Ultimate Vault Hunter mode wasn't seen by like 1.2 million people? It's a lot of people to kind of fuck over and give them underpowered shit. When you look at your like overpowered late game shit and you're like, well, you know, only 4% of our player base made it to OP8. Yeah. You really think you kind of fucked up on that one? I mean, let's take a look at it. 80% of your player base, 4% of your player base. Which fucking handful do you think you should cater towards? Honestly, it's the 80% I know the 4% are the hardcore people that's gonna keep playing your game 2 years after release, but let's be honest, those people will buy anything you release anyway. The people that you need to really cater towards are your casual player base. And this is what I've been saying for the last fucking 2 years, is you cannot ignore the casual players, the people that just turn your game on, play, laugh, have a few beers, drink with their buddies, and then turn off the game, and that's it. They don't come to your forums, they don't visit YouTube, they don't go on, well actually they might go on Reddit, but they're probably looking at pictures of Jennifer Lawrence's titties. Seriously. Like, you look at like YouTube and you're like, oh my god, these people are so popular, these people are so celebrity and famous. You take half of these motherfuckers and walk them down the street, and I bet you 90% of people have no idea who a 1.2 to 3 million subscriber channel is. Nobody's gonna fucking recognize White Boy 7th Street walking down the street. No, they're not. Maybe kids will, but your average adult, 25 to 30 years old, playing video games, spending money, buying consoles, buying all types of paraphernalia for the video games, for their man kids, just to go in there and have fun for a couple hours a week, and that's it. They don't sit around the water cooler at work and they're like, yep. So I beat Terramorphous last night, and their boss is like, motherfucker, what the fuck is a Terramorphous? Get your ass back underneath there and change that motherfucking oil. I don't want to hear you running your mouth around here about no goddamn Terramorphous. Sounds like some motherfucking drugs, bitch. I don't know why your boss is Tracy Morgan. My boss got hit by a Walmart truck. Oh, Mac! It's too soon, goddammit! Too soon! Get well, Tracy Morgan. We all love you. We really do. But that's it! That's it for the end of episode 2 of Borderlands Presequel pre-release coverage. Ask Me Anything with MorninAfterKill. And I'm MorninAfterKill. So, my name is Jay, MorninAfterKill. I want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys rate, comment, subscribe. If you could leave a thumbs up on the video, I'd highly appreciate it because it gives me motivation to make more videos for you motherfuckers that watch my motherfucking videos. Don't forget to leave a question in the comment section down below. You might be in my video. Whoa. Oh yeah, one of my subscribers, Willow514, he informed me that they're making a Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure 3. You can't make that up. Really? Didn't we say all we had to say with the first 2 Bill and Ted's? Must we have a third? I don't think so. What are we gonna dress up Keanu Reeves as a fucking 16, 17-year-old kid again? I look old! Whoa! Oh, shit. So, like I said, my name's Jay, MorninAfterKill. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna see you guys later.